A lot about in your speech for the UN about the term feminism, and I suppose making sure people understand what you mean by that and what people mean by the term feminism. That I mean, what's your understanding of it, and what did you want to try and put across? Because there's lots of people. I think lots of people don't know what that necessarily means, and I think you said something like it was not a dirty word, but it was a word that people are afraid of using. People are reluctant to use it. Why do you think that is?
Because I think people associate it with hate, with man hate, and that's really negative. And I don't think that's what feminism is about at all. I think it's actually something incredibly positive. So I think that's why women became very reluctant to use that word. But I think that's changing, which is really cool. I'm aware of a lot more male feminists now than I was a few years ago, and it's really heartening. People have come back to what the actual definition means, which is equality politically, culturally, socially, economically. That's it. I think men think it's a women's word, that it's only women, it's only for women. But it really just means that you believe in equality, and if you stand for equality, then you're a feminist. Sorry to tell you. You're a feminist. There was a website that was set up threatening to release naked photographs of me, you know, with like a countdown and whatever else. And I knew it was a hoax. I knew the pictures didn't exist. But I think a lot of people that were close to me knew gender equality was an issue, but they didn't really think it was that urgent, or particularly, you know, we live in Great Britain. You know, this is a thing of the past. Oppression of women. It's sort of, we're fine, aren't we? We're good. We've got far enough. And then when they saw that the minute I stepped up and talked about women's rights, I was immediately threatened. I mean, within less than 12 hours, I was receiving threats. And I think they were really shocked, and particularly one of my brothers was very upset. So I think it was just a wake-up call of like, oh, this is like a real thing that's really happening now. Like now, women are receiving threats in all sorts of different forms. That was just one specific one. And I think I was upset that the media immediately reported it as fact without any evidence to the contrary, and you know, and it really just publicised something that was really, really negative. But I mean, it's funny because people were like, "Oh, she's going to be disheartened by this." If anything, it made me so much more determined. Yeah. I was just raging. It made me so angry that I was just like, this is why this needs to be, this is why I have to be doing this. This is why I have to be doing this. So if anything, it you know, it actually, if they were trying to put me off it, did the opposite.
Do you think that it's possible in our lifetimes to achieve what you're trying to set out to achieve? Gender equality?
At current rates, no. I will probably be dead. But I think I'm just going to refuse to die. I think I'm just going to be like, no, I'm not going to go. You're not going to get rid of me until I get to see an equal number of female prime ministers and presidents and CEOs and more men that actually feel like it's okay to express how they really feel about things, and more fathers that are present in their children's lives. And you know, and until I see us all not policing and ostracizing each other and oppressing each other, and where I live in a world where there just isn't such a narrowly defined definition of masculinity and femininity, I'm just not going to go. Just won't. Just won't. Just refuse. If someone could scientifically come up with a way for that to happen, please let me know.
Emma would like to be frozen cryogenically.
I'd like to be, so that I can come back and be alive to witness a world where there's gender equality. That would be cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Ladies and gentlemen, Emma Watson.